Welcome back to Sunrise Daily. Professor Adediran, just before we let you go, you were talking about the last Confab, the 2014 Confab. There are those who are concerned that, yes, that report was well put together, but it was released to the former administration before it ran out. How is it that there was no implementation or no seeming implementation?
About the implementation?
Yes.
Well, about the implementation?
Yes, Prof.
I believe that, yes, government is an ongoing thing, and Nigeria is also an ongoing project. I believe the fact that that government, that administration put it together and was not able to implement before it left is not to say that that should be the end of that confab. The confab was undertaken by Nigerians for Nigerians, and I expect that the need to really address, to revisit the content. The new administration, the present administration, does not necessarily have to implement every provision thereof, but to look at it, to see those that will fit into the demands of the day, particularly the issues that are leading to agitation left and right, and those that will lead to better management of the Nigerian economy and the political process. I believe sincerely that when we look at those provisions, I, for one, there's no aspect of it that I think deserve to be thrown out. They are very well thought out and so on. And if the administration will take a look, the present administration, I believe very much that they will realize that there's a lot of merit in considering some of those provisions. In fact, I feel very strongly too that if the implementation had started, some of the problems that we have been encountering in the past 1 or 2 years will have been avoided. Nigeria spoke through the confab. Some people felt that, well, the process of implementation should have entailed involvement of the National Assembly. And so the National Assembly, they represent us, great Nigerians, many of them very, very patriotic and resourceful. I thought that what we needed to do at that time when the administration took over was to subject whatever was recommended to a due process and let the appropriate bodies look into them and implement what could be implemented within the framework, of course, policy choices. Again, I also believe that there are some issues that are there that have been addressed, that unless and until we address them, we will not be able to get out of some of the problems that we are having. People talk today about restructuring, about devolution of powers and so on. They are all contained there. Some of the efforts that were made in the past that led to meaningful and very, very impressive developments in the past in those regions under Obafemi Awolowo, the Southern of Sokoto, and of course the Opara after Nnamdi Azikiwe. All those developments were made possible simply because they had the constitutional powers to do some of what they did. And they were also dedicated. Those people were determined to really develop their areas. And I personally keep wishing that they had concentrated similar efforts at the center to really develop Nigeria generally. And of course, even right now, the type of competition that is required, healthy competition, healthy rivalry, can only occur, can happen when there is real restructuring and devolution of powers.
All right, Prof. We need to anchor at that point. We appreciate your talking to us this morning. Professor Tunde Adediran is a former Nigeria's ambassador to Germany, professor of political science, and a former Minister of Education. We will be back in a moment, and then we'll go one more perspective on this matter. Don't go away.